Alright, up bright and early. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of every age. It's time to roll. It's time to rock. It's time to hack soul style. That's right, I'm your master of ceremonies today. We're gonna do some soul hacking, you guys. Okay, so, full disclosure, there is an issue with how currently I'm using a new microphone right now. So I'm gonna need you guys, I need your help to figure this out. So, if the volume levels are okay for you guys, I currently have it on the standard volume. I'm looking at the levels right now, but that's not super reliable. But if you guys think that the volume is too low for the music, or if it's too low for the microphone, let me know. Okay, so the name of the game is going to be Soul Hacking, and the reason why I'm doing this stream today is because I noticed that after you beat Creeping Hamil with the Soul Hacker in your party, you are going to end up getting the attack mastery. The attack mastery will enhance the damage for each soul hacker art or skill that I've learned. So obviously I want to take full advantage of that, and there are so many skills that I still haven't unlocked, so that's what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be pretty chill. For the most part, it's mostly be hanging out. If you guys want to talk about something, then we will talk about something. I've also noticed that there are some unknowns, but we'll figure that out when we figure that out. Ooh, by the way, full disclosure, there's going to be some spoilers. I forgot to mention that. We're going to have some spoilers going on because this is all post game, so I'm sorry if because I just realized that I was in the hero menu and that would have spoiled something. But yeah, we're expecting that you guys have beaten the game, all right? Anyways, full disclosure, also currently playing on hard mode. From my experience, hard mode doesn't really change much. I don't think like I know it increases the HP that enemies have, and I know that it lowers the damage multiplier from chain attacks, and I think it also makes interlinking more difficult as well. But the problem with that last thing, with the interlinking, is that it's really easy to get interlinks up anyways if you have the proper setup, which we will be getting into. As far as I'm aware, hard doesn't really actually change much, because I was fighting against the super boss, Seratinia, and it was still one-shotting me on easy mode, so it's like, it's not much of a difference. But we'll see. Okay, so yeah, how are you guys doing today? I'm doing quite well. Thank you very, very much for asking me. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm having a blast with this game, as it is. You know what? Let's go Keves Castle. I actually had made some progress on fighting some of these uniques, but I want to make sure that I get all of them. And we're going to have to get all of them. I don't know if Diabolical Rindolph has one. Actually, wouldn't it be smarter if we just... Wouldn't it just be smarter if we just manually went to the ones? Oh man, I do wish there was a way to adjust the adjust it so that the menu doesn't interrupt with the music that's playing, because I know that you guys, if you guys have been playing this long enough, you're probably sick of it by now. I guess we'll get... Okay, so the Arbiter... Forsaken Arbiter from Keves Castle and Mobile Vespa are the two ones that I want to go after next. The skills get the ratio of them added together. From what I understand, fusion arts are basically like you doing those fusion arts at the same time, but then they combine the effects of them. So if it's like, so it's essentially doing them both at the same time, but there are some specific cases where, like, let's just say you use Resonant Flag, and Resonant Flag passes over buff effects, but then if you have a buff that fuses with that, then you will pass that effect over to everyone else, because Resonant Flag passes buffs to everyone. But that's the thing. In terms of like how damage works, though, I'm making the assumption that they work separately from each other, but they're both at the same time. Or no. Honestly, I can't give you a completely straight answer on that one, actually, because there's no way for me to know specifically how. But my understanding is that it's essentially you using those skills at the same time, but then the effects of them get combined. Like, yeah, for me, I'm using Resonant Flag fused with Cross Impact, so I'm gonna pass the power charge to everyone. I don't know if like the effect, like let's just say there's an attack that is unblockable, and then you combine that with another attack. I think that also gives the same effect, where the other art that's being fused with also gains an unblockable quality to it. I think that's how it's supposed to work. But yeah, currently playing on hard mode. But when you're an incursor, it's like it's very very easy. Like the balancing of difficulty in this game is kind of weird. But honestly, I feel like that's always been the case with Xenoblade. It's never really been about like actually having dynamic decision making. It's more about preparedness. It's more about preparedness and personal player progression, where you guys are getting geared up. You guys are getting all of the gems. Ooh, by the way, yesterday I came out with the gem farming video, so if you guys want to get into that, feel free. The reason why I want to say that is because... Wait, are these the executioners? No, that's the Black Triad. The reason why is because I'm going to be using all the tier 10 gems in this video, so it would be a good idea to look into that as well. It's great, honestly, going for all of the gems, because if you go for the gems, you also gain access to a bunch of shortcuts. You gain access to all the accessories that are dropped. It's just great. Wait, what was that last one that I didn't see? Forsaken Arbiter. Oh no, yeah, that has to be one of the executioners. I just can't remember which floor it was. Okay, here we go. But yeah, it's like balancing in Xenoblade has always been a little bit weird when it comes to difficulty scaling. Partially because it was never really the point. It's more just, yeah, they wanted to like give you something to strive towards. Oh yeah, also, I don't know if people are interested. I kind of want to make a video about my experiences playing Xenogears and Xenosaga, which I played through all four of those games very, very recently. Oh my gosh, Kiona finished the story, congratulations. I've noticed that this week especially, a lot of people have been finishing up, so that's good. I can feel a little bit more I can feel a little bit more like, I guess, oh sorry, a little less self-conscious when it comes to talking about story details. It's weird too, because I know a lot of people, like, they prefer to do it at their own pace, and I think the general consensus with a lot of the people that I know, they want to start talking about spoilers in September, and some people say that that's too close, which I understand, but at the same time, it is the internet. You could convince those people to wait until, like, November, but unfortunately, there's still going to be people that'll put full-on spoilers on their YouTube channels just because it'll garner the most attention. Oh, by the way, don't forget, if you guys have beaten the game and you haven't already, make sure you go to Keves Castle and the Cloud Keep to get your last two heroes. Do I want to go to... I'm wary about going to Defiled Ishtar because... Oh man, I still haven't found this one yet. Sea Tiger... Oh man. Okay, Sea Tiger Tridents, I know this one. This one's annoying. This one's annoying to get because the thing about the Cadencia region is that if you fight against enemies on the open sea, you end up in a weird situation. You end up in a really weird situation where they might glitch out and de-aggro, and then the battle ends. Although, I kind of like the Cadencia region. I feel like out of all of the regions in this game, that might end up being my favorite. Like, it's kind of a disaster to find things in it, and it can be a little bit confusing or intimidating because there's no solid structure to it. It's Wind Waker, basically. And speaking as someone that grew up playing Wind Waker, I loved every second of it. But, yeah, now the Cadencia region, there's so many cool things to discover. It feels, in a lot of ways, very reminiscent of, like, current gaming trends today. Like, if you guys are familiar with, like, God of War 2018, there's a section of that game that's basically this. Well, not a section, but like the hub for that world is basically this. I don't know what it is, but also I think like having your boat as far away from this enemy as possible is also a factor in preventing it from getting de-aggroed. By the way, who's your favorite characters, you guys, in the main party? Who would you say is your favorite? I'm leaning towards I'm leaning towards Tyon and Uni. I love their dynamic. Senna's the kind of character that I was really looking forward to, and I didn't think too much of at first, but then I think as the game progressed, she grew on me again. It was a very roller coaster of an experience. Oh, I should probably tell you guys my Tyon build if you guys are confused about what the heck's even happening in this game. I'll do that eventually. But it's a really, really good build. I really like how they've handled all the skills in this game. I like Uni a lot. I can understand why Uni is so popular. The reason why is because like her mannerisms are neat. She has a nice design. She's very attractive, and also she has that fun backstory where it's like, well, I don't want to speak too much about Xenogears and Xenosaga, but it's just like there's trauma there, but then she ends up over time learning to overcome that in her own way, which is a lot of fun and kind of neat. The other funny thing about her too, well, I don't know, it's a little bit weird because knowing the nature of this game and the people that live within it, you think that because everyone like exists because of this central conflict between Agnes and Keves, and then eventually it's going to be like everyone in Mobius. Like how she even picked up those mannerisms in the first place is a little bit weird. I guess they were built into her, but there's no other character that speaks like that, so that's a little bit odd. Do I want to go for... Yeah, let's go for a chain attack. No! I messed it up! Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, man, I pressed plus way too fast. I was thinking that he would be... It's fine. Oh, I messed it up so badly. Now we're gonna feel the consequences of my actions. Oh, I'm so sad. I've humiliated myself online. Come on, give me some big numbers. Okay, fine. Tell me your favorite hero as well. For me, it's got to be Sagiri. I like her design. I like her story, and I like how she functions in chain attacks. And I messed it up for you guys, so we probably won't even get to enjoy it. No, of course not. She's so cute. Look at that. I don't know. I just really like it when girls have their eye covered by their hair. Just like Camilla from Fire Emblem. Oh, I could have actually had Uni in there. Oh, that's fine. Oh, come on. Okay, that's fine. Do I want to... Okay. Yeah, I totally messed up this chain attack, but that's okay. I'm fully confident that we can just kill it with this chain attack. Alright, everybody. Make a wish and blow out the candles. Oh, I love it. Happy birthday, now blow it out. And this is why I love Senna. Okay, who's next on the list? Okay. I guess eventually I'll have to work on upgrading these things too, but that's so much. We'll just work on unlocking them first. Obliterator Centario. I don't know where to find that. Sea Dragon, Melchior. Oh, I know where this one is. I just don't know. Okay, let's try to find Melchior. I think I know where to find him. Like, I did unlock his spots, which... No, it's not here. Sorry, my map is kind of a disaster as well. Like, I know that Melchior is in the Twin Palm Isle. Ah, yes, I got some chicken soup for my soul. How you doing? Guys, tell me your favorite heroes. That way I'll know the demographics so that I can specifically and cynically make my next video about that. I think this is Melchior? Yeah, this is like the one I actually never got around to killing this guy. Oh no, come back. I actually never got around to killing this guy just because I was thinking of farming him for the video. I was thinking of okay, okay, come on, come on. Tyon, hit him. Thank you. I like Miyabi as well, and I died. Woo! Okay, that's fine. I should have. Yeah, that's the thing, because he's just. Okay, we might actually have to retry this. Come on, one more, one more. I actually missed. I should have hit the A button immediately. No, wait, I did. All I just saw was myself dying. Okay, thank you for the topple. The only, like, reaction combos that I have right now in this party are Lance. And he's the one with the break, topple, and launch for the purposes of chain attacks. Oh yeah, so actually I haven't done Miyabi's Ascension yet, by the way. Honestly, some of the Ascensions are a little bit weird to get, because you're gonna have to do a lot of side quests in order to even proc or trigger them, and that can be annoying. You want to topple this? Feel free to topple this if you had enough. Maybe launch it? Launch it! Launch! Oh, come on! Lance, you're killing me, man! Oh, giving him all that power. Okay, I have a devious plan. Let's see if it works. Senna, Senna! Thank you. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh man, I'm so slow. Okay, someone land a break. Someone land a break. Come on, land a break, somebody. Please. No, you're level 2, you can't land a break! Oh, that was my bad. Okay, that's fine. This is absolute chaos, and I can't explain a thing. Oh, come on, Lance! I have a break brooch on this guy, too, so it'll be tricky. And there we go. Oh, man. We might need to retry this. Because I started very poorly. Okay, no, we're gonna retry this. Let's not waste your time. Yeah, one thing I do wish, and I really hope they do in the future upgrade, is make it so that money actually is worth something. Because if you look at how much money I have right now, I didn't spend very much at all. Currently sitting on 12 million and nothing to spend it on. It would be nice if the Nopon coins had something to do Like, if you could purchase Nupon coins, even at, like, exorbitant prices, I would have been okay with that. Is this gonna be bad? Oh, man, this could be bad if he's close to the boats. You know, honestly, money's been, like, this is the most pointless that money's ever been in any of these games, I think. With the exception of Torna the Golden Country, but that game was like 15 minutes long, so it doesn't matter. But it's weird because, like, yeah, in Xenoblade 1, it's like armor and equipment that you get to buy. Even though it becomes outclassed, you still are constantly using your money for something. And then in the second game, in addition to the core chips and the accessories that you can buy, there's also the Monopoly system. There's that Monopoly system where you can actually fund shops, and then the shops will give better products the more that you invest into them. So I was kind of let down by how it works in this one, but we'll see. Okay, Lance. Lance, can you land a topple? Can I land a topple, rather? No! Who hit the days? What? Why? Why would you do that? Who did that? Okay, I have to double check my arts. I thought no one had days. Oh man, what happened? I don't know what happened. Someone had a daze. Hopefully we'll try to land a break on this. Oh yeah, Noah's level 3 as well. He can try to land breaks. Come on, land a break. Don't daze! Oh man, I don't know what happened there. Okay, but we should be good now. Yeah, go Sagiri. And that should be 150%? Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping that my next video, I think after the stream, I'll start getting to work on the Machine Assassin video, because I'm passionate about that one. In a very strange way, yes. If there's a way to replace the music of the chain attacks with the Paper Mario Origami King music, then this would be a perfect game. But that's a discussion for another day, eh? I love the big numbers that you get from Zagiri. I think the highest I got was like in the 700s for TP. Hmm. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's crazy. The amounts, like, the enemies have so much HP in this game, but the damage potential is pretty ridiculous. Like, this is hard mode, so the increments of damage that you get from the chain attacks are going to be much lower. But if you play with Sagiri on normal mode, you're going to delete things really quickly. Senna. Yeah, or Lance. This is like not optimal what I'm doing right now, but I don't care. He's a fair amount of HP left, and we're gonna make the most of it. I like this jacket on Lance. It looks good on him. He fills it out well. Alright, happy birthday, now make a wish! Oh, that never gets old. He's angry! Okay, what did we get? Dual attack? Okay. Man, I love the smashes in this game. Okay, who's next? Sea Dragon. Oh, we have to kill Melchior like several times. That's not so bad. And the thing is, too, actually, I might have been wrong early in the video when I said that easy monsters do the same amount of damage. I don't know that for sure. That's kind of the weird thing, though. Like, it just feels like after a certain point, easy mode isn't as effective, but I think earlier on it is. I'm not entirely sure what informs that. Ooh, Perturbed's Bilkin. This is going to take me all of 4 seconds. I know where that guy is, because I used him in the video. That would be great, actually, if Senna was in Killer Instinct. Ultra combo! Combo! Lance, this thing is level 8. You're already dead. Ooh, by the way, also, just to share with you guys, the reason why Senna does so much damage is because I'm using the Smash, which is called Sumo Press. And the Smash, it basically, like, Smashes do insane amounts of damage as it is, but then when you have the Chain Attack multiplier on top of that, yeah. So, yeah, it's Indiscreet Gumbaba is the one that you want to fight against. He is the one that gives you all that damage. Is it worth to do New Game Plus? I have not done New Game Plus, but that's partially because I want to stay in post-game for the purposes of making videos, and then I'll move on to New Game Plus after that. But as far as it being worth, I don't know if there are any, like, merchants or anything like that, like in the second game, there were merchants that sold the best stuff. Right. Obtain the set amount of golds. Oh, okay, wait. So, oh, it's a buff. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. All right, Wicked Wolf Aranki. Ooh, I like this one. Wicked Wolf Aranki. Again, I'm gonna plug my video for you guys to see. Did I beat the level 2? I didn't beat the level 200. It's still level 120. I'm slowly working my way towards it, but I want to unlock a bunch of other stuff first. How did he not land the launch? It was right there for you, Lance. Oh yeah, I keep meaning to say, I need to show you guys the build that I'm using for Tyon. Oh yeah, also part of the reason why I like Tyon so much in this game too is that he's like one of the best performances. I think Noah, he has like the most lines, well, just by virtue of being Noah, but like the moments where Tyon really, really shines, it's really well done for the emotional moments. It's actually largely the same. By the way, the build I'm using right now is largely the same as the one that I used for the Troubadour video. Sorry, not Troubadour. Signifer video. Troubadour is a different class. But the main adjustment is like one skill, one master skill, and it's a doozy. I played Elden Ring? Yes. I have played Elden Ring. I actually got the Platinum Trophy. I got the Platinum Trophy, and I reached New Game Plus 8, which is the highest scaling for the game. Okay, come on. Lance, I need you to land a break, please. I want to do the funny damage numbers. I want to do the Smash meme. He's not going to let me, though. Watch this. Yeah, see? Oh, this game hates me. The nice thing about playing as a Signifer is that you actually get to hear all the music without necessarily being interrupted by the chain attack. The chain attack isn't 100% necessary until you're fighting the most powerful enemies. But even then, that's probably even dubious too. Maybe you don't even need to do that, it just makes it go by faster. Because the super bosses have so much HP as it is. Oh no, Noah's dead. How horrible. Okay, everybody, it's time to morph. It's time to mob. You know, yeah, I played Elden Ring a ton. It's really good, but that's kind of it's actually a lot how I feel about this game, where I love this game and I love Elden Ring, but they're more like it feels like both of the developers, they just took what was essentially a very, very safe choice. They didn't want to do anything bold or risky with how they wanted to make this new installment. But it's still very ambitious, and I appreciate the ambitious elements of them. But I'd say that they're like they're just very solid entries to a series, but they never really reached the same. In my opinion, they don't reach the same heights as the predecessors. But a large part of that, though, means just, having a different perspective. Some people might see it differently. But I'd say that Elden Ring and Xenoblade 3 are like the both perfect jump-off points for people that have perhaps never touched the franchise before. But I was thinking of doing an Elden Ring stream, but I don't know how much of an intersect there is with the audience. There's more of an intersect with this game. But yeah, it's not to say that I think this game is bad, or that because I like Xenoblade 2 better, this makes this terrible. It's mainly just that this is a really, really good game. That's all it really is. And that's fine. And honestly, sometimes in this day and age, that's all you need. You need something that's competent, and it doesn't embarrass itself. I think that's probably one of the best things I could say about this game. It's that it's not a horrible, embarrassing disaster. This is a very, very slick game that was made with a lot of artistry and talent. Also, the other thing I want to say about this game that I really, really like is that retroactively, it also enhances the experience of those other games as well. Because, well, mild spoilers, but it doesn't it doesn't contradict or walk all over the messages of those games, even though in some ways you would think it would, thematically speaking. But as it turns out, it actually enhances those ones because both of those games got to keep their happy endings. The endings that they've fought so hard for, they got to, those aren't going to be ruins retroactively, which is also very important. Because I think that's an issue with a lot of follow-ups or continuations, is that the best of them, they suffer from what comes after. And we see that with a lot of things too. I don't know, you look at some series where the first couple of seasons are really, really good, but then the later seasons not so good, and then the final season is a huge mess. Not so with this game. There's Xenoblade 3 is not a huge mess. It's I think, yeah, again, the best thing I could say, it's not a horrible, embarrassing disaster. Yeah, that's the thing. That feels like an oversight than a balancing issue. How the machine assassins do not perform well. Not it's not even super bosses either. It's not even just uniques. I think regular enemies too, where like the time that you spend putting debuffs on them, they're probably going to die. Like they're probably going to die by the time you put on all your debuffs, so you wouldn't really get to enjoy the damage bonuses that it comes with. It feels more like a developer's oversight than an actual like balancing issue, because as it is, it's kind of useless, and like there's no point in using it except for Sigiri and chain attacks, but that's kind of it. Okay, guys, finish it off, please. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, so the build that I've been using, I'm gonna quickly show it off to you guys for Tyon, because that's the character that I'm playing as. Currently, the gems I'm using are buff effects and buff effects. So, like, yeah, increasing the power of it, increasing the duration. I got the Steady Striker because I love auto attacks, and these things recharge with auto attacks. It's not super necessary once we start getting to talking about the accessories and the skills, but yeah, this is what this is. The skills, the usual Troubadour stuff. I still haven't upgraded the Troubadour class. I will later. Yeah, got capable hands from the Flash Fencer. You get yourself 100%. Give yourself the Blessing or the Cry of Faith immediately. Strengthening Gambits, just more buff effects. And then Protector's Pride, which you get from the... Oh, yeah, who do you get that from, actually? It's from one of the earlier tanks. The Guardian Commander. So whenever someone that is an attacker or a healer is being targeted, you increase their recharge speed, which is really good. And use that with the Fraternal Badge. I don't know the exact math. I think they stack multiplicatively. So it's not like 90% like I would have thought, but it's like it's a very sizable increase. I think it's like I'm actually not 100% sure what the math is. I think someone out there knows the formula. Then I got the crystal earrings for chain attacks, and then Gust bracelet for having my master arts immediately, and that's literally the build. Oh, right, arts. Advanced cooldown to go with heal harmony. Like these work perfectly together, and this will build up your cry of faith really fast. The Shadow Eye and the Oriole, giving myself a buff. I'll give him a buff, and then it's going to buff himself with one more random buff. And then the Resonant Flag and Cross Impact. Using the Resonant Flag is going to share the Shadow Eye and Oriole effects, but also it's going to give them the Cross Impact effect, which is Power Charge. And yeah. Okay. Who do we got next on our list? It's all this game is. It's like just hunting down people. Hardshelled Admiral. Ooh! I've gained an appreciation for Hardshelled Admiral because when I was going through the list in alphabetical order, there were so many enemies that are low-leveled, and you can't really do Dazed Burst combos as reliably on them. So you're kind of stuck killing them repeatedly over and over again. Either way, it's tedious, but I feel like killing them over and over again is worse than just doing the same burst combo, because at least it's only one battle in your head. It's so mashy too. You're just constantly like mashing so that you can properly cancel out of the animations that are very long. Actually, yeah, how many of you guys in the audience play Elden Ring? I'm wondering about the intersectionality of it. Because I know I played Souls in the past. I played Dark Souls 3 as a part of a like as a video project way back in 2017. But then also there was Dark Souls 1 Remastered, which I played back in, was that 2018? Felt like such a long time ago. But I remember doing a speedrun for you guys on stream, which was fun. Those were some good times. Honestly, Souls is one of those games where, like, if you like The Legend of Zelda, you're gonna love Souls. Like, there's, like, it, like, you know, like, The Legend of Zelda has inspired so many series, And Souls is definitely one of them. Yeah, I don't think we have enough to chain attack. No, no, we should. Okay, Lance, what do you got for me? Never mind. Okay, let's just finish this off. Ooh, I don't think this is gonna be enough. No, okay, it was too far away. Because I think part of the things that affect her TP is the distance. Honestly, just because a community is disagreeable, it does not make the. It shouldn't affect the games. Those two entities should be completely separate. Because the thing is, the Zelda community is probably the worst community out there as far as the internet is concerned. One of the most hostile ones, but that's just by virtue of them being popular, and by virtue of them like existing for so long. So it's only a matter of time before Souls becomes like that too. But that doesn't mean that a person should avoid playing Zelda games because the fan base is insufferable. Yeah, I don't think the fan base should be a factor. Also, like it's even like there are some parts of the Xenoblade community where it's a lot smaller in comparison to like Zelda or Pokemon, but like it does have its bad apples in it, and it's one of those things where you should learn to enjoy things regardless of like the discourse surrounding it. Because, well, for one, it's not fair to the people that made the games. They like like these particular games are their passion. They wanted to construct these games in a way that for people to enjoy. But then if the fan base is toxic, then that's not their fault, and it's not fair to them. Ooh, we gotta go Carly. I hate Carly. Oh no, I've had nightmares about fighting this creature. But yeah, the thing, I don't know what it is too. Like, I get it though. Like, the Souls community is very, very annoying because they're very pick and choose about what is considered the quote unquote right way to play. But again, that flies in the face with the design philosophy that they had in mind, where it was never about being like unbearably difficult. It was about finding proper solutions to problem solving. At the heart of it, that's kind of what these games were always about, and it's about how progress stems not just from skill. Because I'm a terrible, terrible video game player. I have terrible reflexes. But the thing is, though, it's about what you know and how you understand things and how you can make the situation work in your favor despite your shortcomings. And that's kind of the main thing for me, and the appeal for Souls for me is similarly to like how Breath of the Wild did that as well. Where Breath of the Wild, it starts off really difficult, but you slowly learn to figure it out. Keen Chicky Chicky. Wait. Um. Wait, who is this? Apparently I fought this already. Okay, thankfully there's a filter system. Keen Chicky Chicky. I do not remember this one. Oh, okay, no, okay, I do. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's in the place with, it's in the upper region. And this is actually a Grebel as well, but I think the reason why I didn't add this in the list is either because I forgot about it, or it's either because I forgot about it, or I didn't want you to aggro all these ones because that might be too dangerous. Alright, here we go. It's only level 59, so we shouldn't even need to chain attack this. No, 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 wrong button! Okay, it's fine. But yeah, I think that like that rule can apply to pretty much every video game where it's a disservice to the people that made them to only look at it from how the fan base is, because honestly, I think every fan base is garbage. Like, I'm friends with people within fan bases. Like, I think it's good to have common likes for things, and those are all my friends basically. Like, oh yeah, we all like the same thing. But as far as like the fandom at large, where the internet is concerned, it's best to disassociate with that stuff anyways, because some of them are really scummy. And like, some of them have also been like accused of some pretty terrible stuff. So that's just one of the many reasons to do it as well. So even beyond just like playing games or getting an enjoyment out of them, there's also that aspect of like it's probably better for your sanity. Ooh, do I want to chain attack this? It's one of those weird things where I'm looking at the health bar and I'm thinking to myself, would a chain attack make this faster or slower? Because I'm inclined to believe that it'll make it slower and everyone to stay the course. It's really hard to discern that. I don't know if, like, as I'm pondering it, I feel like the process of doing a chain attack might just be too long. And the other thing too, like, also again going back to the idea that like fan bases, they're also really big. So some people, they like to focus on the negative aspects of them, which I guess I do as well. But also it is important to point out that they are real people, and some of them actually are like there are some good aspects of them. But I think as for the most part, it's just look for the individual that you can be friends with, and then just talk to them from there. Okay, this is Raquinu. Oh no, there's this horrible. Okay, no one's gonna get this. No one's gonna understand this. Um, no one's really going to understand this. Is there's this one-sided drama that's been capturing my brain for the longest time, where there's a guy who does an impression of a YouTuber that he really likes, and it's really funny. It's all jokey. You could argue that maybe he was being mean. I don't think he was, but some people might see it differently. But then he found out about it, and it's like it's one of those weird situations where like the guy is clearly a huge fan of the YouTuber that's being impersonated, or not doing an impression of. But the guy doesn't see it like that. He sees it as being very openly hostile. It's a really weird situation, but I don't think it's very appropriate to say that. All right. Oh, hey, that was a good shot of Tyon. He looks so bored and done with it. Oh no, Noah's dead. Whatever will I do? Honestly, like, the best thing you can really do in that situation is look up guides. There's no shame in looking up guides, by the way. I feel like I should really press this a lot because I've been playing a lot of games lately and I use guides for most of them. There's no shame in using guides, and like I can't say that beating a game with a guide doesn't count as beating the game because I literally make guides myself, so it would be hypocritical. But honestly, just look up guides if you're really having any trouble. Without like if you want to ask people, sure, but like you would probably want to ask people that you actually know because they'd probably have a better time relating to your issues with that. Or just look, yeah, literally, like there's like countless guides, especially for Souls, especially those games have lots of guides, and they're more than happy to make helpful guides as well. I'd say that the guide makers are probably some of the nicest people in the community if we're really going to like look at it from that category. Wait, okay, Jaharid was right beside Colony 4, right? Yes. Although I got it. Oh yeah, I also played Bloodborne for Halloween, didn't I? Well, I think part of it too is also personal pride. People feel a lot of pride when it comes to I guess their frustrations with games, because part of it stems from not wanting to drop the difficulty. Like they're afraid that making the game easier for themselves, and I think that's also a Souls thing as well, where like Elden Ring specifically has so many options for how you would deal with an issue that makes the game a lot easier. But a lot of people say that that doesn't count, even though it is literally a thing that is built into the game for you to use. But I think, yeah, that goes for like guides. That even actually even asking for help, that's also something that some people would feel shame for. But like, no, don't. Like, do whatever you can to enhance your enjoyments of something. Oh, wait, I fought this guy? I don't even remember most of these people. Oh, I actually know where this guy is, but I never killed him because he was up in the air, and I was like, nah, forget this. I'll come back later. Rambler Corelli? I guess it's in here? Yeah, see, I'll see, one thing that kind of bugs me a little bit about this game is that I would have thought that, oh, just fight against all of them, and you wouldn't even have to worry about... Like, if honestly, if it was just kill everyone that you see that's a unique monster, and then each of them have a specific Soulhacker skill attached to them, that would have been a lot easier for me. What? No, it's not here. Am I looking in the wrong region? Wait, Rambler... Oh, there it is. Because I thought to myself that, oh, if I just go to all the names' graves and see that there's no timer record of them on hard mode, then I could just fight them, get the skill, then move on to the next one on the map. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I liked it, but I didn't feel the need to pick it up again. And like, yeah, I'm like, there's no way I'm getting a PS5 just so I can play Integrate. As much as I love Yuffie, I'm not gonna do that. But it's one of those things too, where I feel like one of the main issues for me in Final Fantasy VII Remake is that I don't mind the new direction that it went in, but I do mind that the gameplay feels really dated. Like it was very clearly a game that was being made years ago, many years prior to the release, and then all the delays happened. We all know what happened there. Wait, okay, how did I do this? Was it the Forerunner's Tower? Well, there are people who managed to play the game before there were guides, but there were plenty of people that still needed help. Like, needing help is a very normal thing. Wait, how did I... Wait, it should have been this spot, right? Or did I just imagine that? Or was it below us? I think I might have gotten this wrong. Um... Well, the thing is, though, we find out things on our own, but then there are things that we just didn't see before because other people have a different perspective. And that's kind of like, I talk to other content creators that play this game, and they all have different perspectives on how they approach it because they've all played different games, they're all familiar with different structures. Like it's the same with pretty much anything though. Like there's a lot of things that people consider word of mouth or objectively true, but then other people come in with a fresh set of eyes and say, though, in my perspective, this is another thing that I would look at. Where is the... Oh, hang on, sorry. I'm gonna put a pin in that, but where is... I would have thought that... What? Is it here? I might have to skip this one because I don't want to take too much of your time. No, but yeah, that's one of those things though. Like people have a fresh set of perspectives that will shape or enhance. Because that's the case with speedrunners too, though. Like, speedrunners, they find out stuff, and they say, oh yeah, this is an optimal way to do this in X amount of time. And then another speedrunner comes along and says, that's pretty good, but here's how we can make it even better. And then over time it's refining it. So, like, really, a guide is never complete. Like, I make guides, but my guides aren't 100% complete, though. There's going to be people that will say that there are details that I missed. Especially if you do things the month or year that something was released. It's a constant work in progress. Like, all of my Xenoblade 2 guides, they were helpful to people, but honestly, looking back at a lot of them, there's some stuff that was missing. And there were some details that I wasn't 100% sure of. Where is... Okay, sorry guys, I gotta skip this one. I thought I knew the location, but I might have just forgotten it. I'll look it up another time. Ah, it's the break reaction too, that's a shame. This is such a good one though! Oh no! It's literally the break! Okay, we'll fight against villainous Igna. Sorry. Whoops. It's literally the side break. Designers of the games make... Well, that's the thing, too. Like I said, everyone has different perspectives. So, to some people, the things that are very obvious... Oh, this is a perfect example, actually. Did you know that a lot of the people that played this game, despite all the tutorials that this game has, people didn't know that you could change characters or what character starts a chain attack in? A lot of people didn't know that. So it's one of those things, too, where, like, sometimes people just do need to have something explained to them, but not everyone has the same level of intuition, because we're all different. I think that everybody is different aspects of, you know, difficulty in games or accessibility. I think it's a two-way street, though, because there are some people where it is possibly more difficult to the point where they actually do need to have some things, having things spelled out to them still probably wouldn't be enough. That's the thing. Like, yeah, I do agree that Xenoblade's very good at telling people things, but there are some people that just do not. Sometimes it just does not connect to them, though. But that's a purely subjective opinion about saying that Xenoblade does a good job, because, like, they did what they could. But the thing is, though, that's not going to be enough for some people. So, to put that into perspective, when you look at the Souls-likes, they try to build their levels to be as intuitive as possible, and they try to build their locations and the location design to be as intuitive as possible. But some people still miss out, because not everyone has the same experiences. And same thing goes for Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is like the most intuitive game in existence. Some people still get lost on how important or vital the weapon breaking system is. A lot of people kind of forget about that. Oh man, there's so many level 2s that we gotta quickly fight. Ooh, Heretical Sorrow, I know this one. This is the Upa. No, how do I remove the marker? Oh. Like, yeah, at some point you do have to give your audience some credit, but at the same time, some people might need a little bit more. Do I want to? Okay, there it is.
This shouldn't be as grueling as last time. Here's a tough customer. Don't let your guard down for a second.
He doesn't even know what's coming. He's so unassuming and walking away from us. But that's the thing, though. Some people don't like that, and maybe they, in their heads, they have very real reasons for why it would be objectively good to, like, to change that or to remove that. But again, like, that's one of those things too, where you gotta look at things on their own terms, not just on how the community sees them. All right. Oh yeah, please tell me know where Zyger is. Tell me, like, the nearest, like, direction, please. We all could use a little help. I think at the end of the day, that's the lesson to be taken here. We all could use a little help. Even the best of us. Even the guy that beat the Melania Blade of Mikola and Melania Goddess of Rots on New Game Plus 8. without using the usual strats because for some reason that would be fun. It kind of was, but at the time it wasn't. Ooh, Hadzuki. Okay, while you're telling me where the terror bird is, I'm gonna look up Hadzuki. Oh, literally the first one.
This shouldn't be as grueling as last time.
Well, yeah, because the use of weapon durability informs the overall game choices, the overall game design choices that are all part of that game. And that's the same thing about, with those Soul games being a little unintuitive or seemingly unintuitive, but in reality, a lot of that does stem from inviting the player to explore or to go outside of regular conventions. Because I think that's the frustration a lot of people have too, where like, and this is actually a problem with Souls people wherever they play Monster Hunter or any other action game that isn't Souls, is that they get angry that the conventions that they're used to in a Souls game does not apply to an action game the way that they wanted it to. But that's the wrong way to look at it, though. You're looking at it as you're thinking of this as a Souls game, when in reality, this is a Ninja Gaiden. It's a completely different beast, and you shouldn't try to address the issues that same way. There's some leeway when it comes to intersecting some ideas, but for the most part, though, you gotta look at it as its own thing. Top of a mountain south of Colony 4. Okay, I had a general idea of. Oh, okay. Glam Rock, right? Okay. Honestly, the nice thing about breakable weapons, the reason why I like it so much, is because it actually teaches you to optimize your hits. And the thing is though, when you apply master mode, that means you really got to be on the ball. You can't just go for a half-hearted effort. You got to go all in, but you can only do that when you're absolutely sure it's necessary, and that means taking full control over the situation. Okay. Yes, thank you, Jonathan.
Here's a tough customer.
I remember wanting to do this for the Ansel parts, but then I realized you don't need to kill any Ansels to get the tier 10s, which I was extremely grateful for. This game was never politically correct. I'm sorry. What if I pushed Uni off the cliff? Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be great? Hey, Uni, come over here then. Come on. While we're waiting for Ziegler to come back. Come on! No! Sagiri! Sagiri's protecting her. Come on. Okay, Sagiri, help me! Yes! Okay, that's enough. That's enough having fun. We gotta play Xenoblade 3 now.
This way.
I pushed off Uni. We couldn't even get a good proper camera angle for that one. This thing's level 37. This is probably not. Yeah, this definitely won't need a chain attack. Alright, thank you very much, Jonathan. Because this is the break, and having a break would be very, very helpful. Having a break on the Smash character would be very, very good. We could always use another one. Aw, okay. I guess it would be asking too much to make them say them, huh? There's so many skills I have never used. Oh, okay. I got worried the music just suddenly stopped. Okay. Scornful Daria. Do I remember this one? Scornful Daria. I feel like I've. Oh, they're all foreigners. All these foreigners ones are starting to meld together. There it is. Now, the problem with the champion weapons is that they're kind of outclassed. Or at least in my experience, they were outclassed by the time I got them.
This could be dicey. I won't let any of you die.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh, no, no! I pressed literally all the wrong buttons. This is literally the easiest character in the game to use, and I'm messing it up. Okay. Yeah, they tend to be a little bit outclassed because, like, Daruk's Boulder Breaker, I mean, at that point in the game, I had a whole inventory of Savage Lionel Crushers. It was very unorthodox, but that's kind of what I like about Breath of the Wild, though, is that you can go about it in a very unorthodox way instead of having to go from point A to point B. Ooh, okay, I like these ones. Saberly Durampe. Okay, we'll get Parker first, but then we'll go for the aquatic mammals.
MVP.
All right. What if I were to have another complaint about the technicals of this game? It's the loading times. They're not bad. Like, they're not the worst loading times I've ever seen. But after playing Definitive Edition, those loading times are like 0.5 seconds. Whereas for this one, it's like you really have to make the conscious decision to first get yourself, if you want to, like, for the purposes of respawning and restarting a battle, you probably want to park yourself at a very close by resting spot prior to that. Because if you have to go in between regions, it takes quite a bit. That being said, though, it could have been much worse considering the scope of this game. It's very large, so there's a lot of locations that they have to load in. Alright. Oh, and also another gripe that I have, I would have liked more post-battle dialogues. Because those things are nice. Post-battle dialogue is always a good thing. It gives a little bit more of a... Like, it does a lot to make the world feel more alive and make the characters feel more like characters. Instead, we have, like, the same 6 interactions.
Airdrop supplies on descent trajectory.
Knowledge you never come with experience. Well now, ain't that a challenge? I won't let any of you die.
Yeah, I liked Octopath Traveler. It's one of those nice things too, where I think when it came out on PC, I started to notice more people taking note, taking interest, which is nice. A big part of that, like the whole philosophy surrounding that game too, was nice because there was like no DLC, which was so rare at the time. These days, like we gotta have DLC and things. Not to say that DLC is bad, but a lot of games, it's like sometimes it's nice just to have the whole thing packed into the box. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, no, Octopath is a really lovely little game. I would have liked it if the storylines intersected more, but I do like whatever we did get. It's fine. And I'm glad that you guys were able to get something out of that too. I had a lot of fun making those guide videos. Wait, which one am I targeting? Lance, where are you? Okay, who does the days? I need to figure. I need to check my party again, because for some reason someone's hitting days. Oh, it might have been. Oh, okay, no, okay, it's Mio. Yeah, DLC is only good if it's good. Like, and also it depends on the game too, because I don't want to say that it's bad if DLC is just more of the same, because I have categorically liked things that are more of the same as well. Yeah, so I think for the most part, but like that's what I liked about Octopath Traveler though, is that everything, all the content, it wasn't like necessarily the massive callback to 16-bit era JRPGs as maybe I would have assumed it would have been. But what it does have though is just a lot of fun opportunities for character building. Yeah, because I liked Fire Emblem Warriors DLC a lot, and that's just more of the same. Okay, Lance, can you do this for me? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see if we can make some big money off of this. Nah, she's gonna die way too fast. I think it's gonna only take one round of Sagiri. Maybe? No, no. I think we're short. Okay, we're short. Yeah, Galdara is like the ultimate. Like you don't have anything else to do, so you work towards that if you really feel so inclined to keep playing. Actually, yeah, this might be enough to finish it off. We'll just get the power charge. I have to take the days off of Mio's Ouroboros. Boom! And then this is the overkill bonus. Oh man, I had a lot of fun with making some. Like, I think the one that I had the most fun with is the Tressa build with the what's it called? The Elemental Blade, Balagar's Blade. That I think that was probably my favorite one to do because like that was one of the most efficient videos I ever made as well for production purposes. It was all one take, very little editing, and it was perfect. And the people responded positively towards it as well, which was nice. Okay, so alright, we gotta take off the Shining Halo for. Oh, this would be better actually. This is so much better because I don't ever want days. All right. Next up on the list. Actually, you know what? I'll quickly pause for a second, take a quick stretch, and I'll be back in like 5 seconds. All right, I'm back. Now, who's next? Why don't we start with high-level enemies? Obliterate Centario. I don't know where that is. Wild Wave. Oh, I know who this is. and I have a rough idea of where to find him. Ooh, Gyrus. Quite like Naval Gyrus. I gotta say, like, doing that gem farming video, I really hope people get something out of that, because that was really, really rough, and I'd be very sad if no one benefited from that. I'd be very sad if no one benefited from that gem farming video, because that was a lot of work. More so, I think, honestly, that was probably the hardest I've worked on any video, just because there was so much footage to go through. And at one point, actually, there was a glitch that actually caused some of the footage, like 30 minutes worth of footage, to be unusable. So I was like, oh no, I gotta reshoot all this. And then when you reshoot it, there's that lingering fear. It didn't happen, but there's that lingering fear that the reshoots will also get corrupted, and you gotta do it again. Yeah, when you have that fraternity badge, it's so fast to recover all your stuff. It's great. Can you imagine how broken this game would be if you had pouch items from the second game? This should be enough to give me the Cry of Faith, right? Okay. Yeah, like, it's such a time commitment to go for all those level 10 gems. But once you do, though, like, you unlock all of the... You literally unlock all of the, oh, it's not all, but most of the locations in the game are unlocked. You get a lot of unique monsters, and therefore giving you more warp points to fast travel from. And so many useful accessories as well. Alright, if any of you boys want to go for a break, now would be the time. Okay. Well, Noah's dead. We have to do it without him. I'm sorry. Yeah, the dessert. Well, no, it's not just desserts. It's also like the accessory, looking like the clicky clackers or the musical instruments. Can we do this without Noah? Is that even a possibility? We're playing with fire here, but let's see. Okay, it's a it's a 33% chance, I think. We'll see. If we can get Sagiri back, then we're off to the races. Come on. Okay. Alright, coin flip, here we go. 50-50. Yes! Oh, Sagiri, I love you. Alright, we're gonna get all the characters back, except for Noah. Noah's just gonna be benched on this one. Alright. Okay, pretty good so far. And we're all gonna get attack up after this as well. Yeah, this is gonna be such overkill now. Alright. Last one? Make a wish! Yeah, I think her damage is getting higher now because of all those arts that we're collecting. Alright, next. Honestly, no. You know what? Let's go on a bit of a side adventure. Let us get that Wild Wave. It should be in Maktha. Yeah, well, we're gonna take a bit of a detour here, you guys. I just want to see. Oh yeah, they did a lot to fix that too, where healers in previous games weren't particularly helpful, or they had one very specific use. And I'm really happy with that because for me, I've always liked tanking. It's a little bit intimidating at first though, because if you've played this game for the first time, there's 6 characters that you got to keep track of. So if you're playing a healer or a tank, it feels like a lot. They tried their best given the circumstances, but I would say that once you get past that initial intimidation, it really works nicely. And it feels a lot more like it should, rather than, previously it was like you would really just hope. You would really hope that they would maintain the aggro, but it also means that you couldn't be very aggressive, which I guess is also a conscious decision of their on their part. That you wouldn't spam your arts so that you'd get aggroed. Oh, they would attack us automatically? Okay. I've always had a fondness for the Turkins. There we go.
Good thing we found this.
Okay, from my understanding, I think it's going to be in this direction. Okay, hang on. I'm actually okay. I actually haven't looked at this up in advance. I do know who I'm looking for, and I think he should be in this general area. I could be wrong, but if it takes me too long, then we'll just go back to where we were. I might, for all I know, I'm going the wrong way, but that's okay. Ah, aren't you a big boy?
Might as well pay this.
Is this like a rare thing?
Also, I think Lance is the last Ouroboros I haven't gotten 100% on yet for the Soul Tree. For some reason, he costs the most or took the longest. I think it's somewhere in this building. I could actually be looking in the completely wrong place. You know what? No, we'll continue on. It's fine. Okay. Strike Striker, Dunesi, Marcellus. Ooh! Marcellus! I know where this one is. This one has this annoying tendency to resist topple sometimes, just because of how high it can be. It elevates the way that elevation works on this particular battlefield is weird because it's like on an incline. So we'll see how this goes. No, no, I'm not trying to speed through anything. I'm just here to hang out and fight things, basically. So if you guys want to talk about something, let me know, and I'll try to humor you as best as I can. But no, I'm not trying to like do this in like rapid fashion. I don't even expect to get them all done because there's so many of them, and it's already been almost an hour and a half of playing. I usually only stream for like 3 hours at a time. All right. Oh, really? Okay. A big part of it also is like, well, like for some of us, we also plan some days off. That's a big part of it. I think this might be a wipe. Oh, wait, did I revive everyone? Okay, good. Okay, we might be able to clinch this. Sweet. No, but yeah, part of it too also is because there are communities that work towards the goal of finishing it as well. And then you have to consider like data mining. There's a lot of things that would go and make this a lot easier for some people. Because for me, this game took me about 58 hours to beat, not including all the times I spent pausing the game. Everyone beats games at different speeds as well, which is something that I feel like not enough people understand. Oh man. Okay, time to gamble. Please, 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 something good. This might be enough. Yes! Oh, on the dot! I didn't want to do a coin flip. Yeah. Yeah, it took me about 58 hours. I was playing on normal mode. I did a handful of side quests. I didn't do all of them. I know for a lot of people that would definitely up the time. I didn't do all the side quests. I did a handful here and there, but for the most part though, I just went about as I usually do. Also, not to mention, it's like, yeah, some people like part of it is reading speed as well. That's definitely a factor. This is also probably one of the more streamlined Xenoblade games as far as knowing where to go next goes, because they do have a Pathfinder feature, and that would certainly help. Oh boy, do I want to do this? Oh, she has the days built in. That's why. That's who it was. It was her the entire time. But yeah, like everyone, since they all go at their own pace, it's different. And just like, also, thing is too, like, give them some credit. It's not like they wanted to rush through the game. I think they all still, like, everyone enjoys things at their own pace. Because yeah, I've noticed like the average Japanese RPG takes about 50 hours for me to beat. Ooh, do I want to go? Yeah, no, we have no choice. We have to go Senna. Yeah. Oh, I messed it up. I messed it. Oh, okay, it's fine. I should have just used. I should have just used Lance. Okay, power charge. All right, let's see how it goes. Not quite a kill. One more for the good measure. Let's do it. Yes! That was awesome. Alright. Not bad. Okay.
I'll handle this.
Might as well pick this up even though I don't need it. Okay, next up is... Okay, I don't know where to get Centario. I'll have to look that up later. Desire to Ruria. Oh, okay, this is the bird in Origin. We can go for that. Story-wise, my favorite character is probably Uni. Because she has that, like, traumatic past element to her. But also, it's one of those things where, like, her mannerisms... actually, I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about her mannerisms. Like, they're charming, but at the same time, in the logic of the game, it doesn't really make sense why she speaks like that, but literally no one else does. When this is, in the logic of this game, people are... Oh. Okay, we need to redo that. But yeah, like it's a little bit weird because like everyone, like if their childhoods are informed by the or their pasts are informed by the inner or by the central conflict, why should it make sense for a person to have those mannerisms when no one else does? There's no like internal culture that speaks to that. It's a little bit weird, but I do like it though, even if maybe the existence it's a little bit confusing or unexplained. Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay, I know. Yes, it's the one in the Levness yard. I was because in my head I was thinking it's like a Centauri that I just missed. I thought it was a I thought it was a Centauri. The Kavesi Levness, but no, this is the one from Agnes. Come on, Noah, what are you doing, man? Yeah, her mannerisms are great, even if it doesn't really make sense. Because here's the thing, because I don't want to get too much into spoilers, but the idea that, well, I guess I'll have to because we're talking about it now. But I think one of the main reasons why is because like she has a past And I'm assuming that before she entered into Origin, she was about 10 years old, like everyone else. And with that in mind, I guess she would have had those. I guess just no one else in Origin is like that. It's yeah, it's a little bit weird. And but the thing is though, again, is one of the issues though is the fact that like as you grow up though, and you grow up in the hostile environment that you do, um, or you grow up in like the little subcultures that you do, it would inform how you sound, right? So it's a little confusing. No, he's not level 2. Okay. I forgot to switch out of you of Mio. I forgot to switch Mio's thing. It's fine. One of these days you're gonna hit a break. Come on. Land a break. Land a break, man. Land a break for Papa. Oh man, it's falling apart. Okay. He's at the halfway point. This should be enough. I'm fine with Mio. I don't dislike anyone in the party, but like I'd say that like I just look at it from the perspective of these ones really stood out to me. Everyone else was fine, but I like Tyon and Uni the most. Oh yeah, okay. No need to gamble here. Yeah. Well, I also rate it based on the performances as well. Like, a lot of the voicing goes a long way for deciding whether or not something appeals to me as well. And Uni really stood out in that regard, and so did like Tyon. He had some of the best dramatic moments, in my opinion. Also, something I really like about these characters is that, like, even though they are humans or they are like living creatures, they don't think like we do because the backstory or the lore of Ionios informs a lot of how they see the world. So a lot of the stuff that we take for granted is stuff that is completely foreign and mystical to them. Can we just do this? Yeah, we can just do this. Oh man, I love doing that. Just shattering your dreams. Honestly, like, I like the casting for the Japanese voices well enough based on what I've seen, but something about the English dub in this game or in this series. It's like it gives it its own special sense of identity, especially compared to most games with English dubs. It gets to a point where you're kind of going into the same circles, and it feels like you're hearing the same couple dozen people over and over again because those are the actors that are available. Whereas for Xenoblade, they went like across the pond and they found more people to voice these characters, and it feels more like we're hearing the characters and not people reading off lines. Granted, people that don't necessarily familiarize themselves with a lot of Western voice actors probably don't feel the same way as I do. But that's how I've always seen it. Like all these characters, the only voice that I remember, or the only voice that I actually recognize, is Amy Fionn Edwards, who voices Mio. And a lot of people, well, yeah, because she's Rani from Elden Ring, but also she's from a little TV show called Peaky Blinders, and she's one of the characters on that show. That's where I recognize her from. But other than that, it's like, yeah, like I don't recognize most of these characters' voices. Unless you also want to lump in Jenna Coleman in there as well, but that's because of Doctor Who. But there should be more of an intersection. There isn't, but there should be more of an intersection between people that watch Doctor Who and people that play Xenoblade. Okay, what else do we got? Ravenous Baba Yaga. That sounds annoying. Okay, let's go after that boss that I totally encountered but totally forgot. Should be all the way in Agnes Castle. Yes, this one. Yes, fresh, I am back. Oh, Gearheads, I'm back. Yeah, it was weird too, like, because when I beat Xenoblade 3D for the first time back in, I think it was 2018, and I saw that Jenna, sorry, it wasn't Jenna Coleman, it was Jenna Louise Coleman. That was going way back, because she doesn't go by that anymore. She decided to make it so that her name in casting would be Jenna Coleman instead of Jenna Louise. So the fact that she was referring to herself like that way back then, because she was so young back then too, it's crazy to see how much that career has changed. But yeah, like she was, I think like Doctor Who was the big one for her because she was a recurring character for I think 9 seasons. Or, no, sorry, not nine. 3 seasons or 3 series. She was one of the most recurring characters, if not the most recurring character from New Who, the new era of Doctor Who. But that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, as far as like that's what I like about these castings though, is that everyone like they feel like the characters that they are, and a big part of that is kind of removing that illusion by having casting of people that you've probably never heard of before. It was funny too because I recently found out. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Sherlock, the Sherlock TV series starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman. And I noticed that the guy that voices Triton in this game, he's Stanley Townsend, who also voiced the battle narrator from Xenoblade 2. Oh no. He also was a character in Sherlock as well. It was a minor character, but it was funny to see that. Get that little intersection. It's almost like Star Trek. Like, everyone's going to be on there at some point. Uh-oh. That was really weird. Yeah, I'd say that Clara's writing is very, very polarizing. I didn't care too much about it. It was fine. I was mostly just along for the ride. Okay, here we go.
I won't let any of you die.
Leave it to me. I'll have them crying by the end.
Because actually, no, I think for me it's the opposite. Actually, I think that she was probably at her weakest at the beginning But then, as the series went on, she felt like more of her own character. It got better. But that was one of those things too, where like I don't know. Well, I think that also just had to do with the writing at the time as well, specifically for season 7, which I didn't mind, but it certainly has its problems. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Oh, I should have done the Oriole first. Yeah, it is a shame what happened with the Machine Assassin class, because thematically, it's probably my favorite one out of all of the hero classes, specifically because it's axes and debuffs. Those are my two most favoriteest things in fantasy RPGs. And unfortunately, because of the way that the game is, I feel like it's more of an oversight than anything else. I don't think they were expecting it to be as bad as it was on a practical level. Well, I think that works well just for the sake of, well, because it did lead. Well, I guess I'm more forgiving towards how they walked back, killing her off in that season, because that led into my favorite episode in the entire show. There would be no heaven sense if that didn't get if that didn't happen or didn't get or sorry, the heaven sent actually informs him wanting to bring her back as well. Well, actually, no, that's debatable. You could be actually. I think you're right. It's debatable, but in the sense that like it all happened in the span of the same 3 weeks, so it's kind of hard to process it that way. Where, in terms of like grand design, it would probably make more sense. But I see. But the thing is, though, that was a bad thing that he did, though, bring her back, and she was she responded negatively towards it because she says, "No, I do need to be gone because that is the whole point of my existence. That it's over, and I don't need to keep going." So it works in that sense. And it is like, yeah, like you maybe people might not like the fact that she had to teach the Doctor this lesson when he's been around for so long, but sometimes he forgets. I don't know. Things happen. Launch, please launch. Okay. That's the thing. They might need to add in an accessory that changes how debuff resistances work. But the problem is too, though, is that in chain attacks, debuffs aren't practically useful because after every round, the debuffs go away. So yeah, I like honestly like I think this might end up being a curiosity that kind of just gets done. Okay, we have to do this. Oh, yeah, it is a bit of a shame because like I really like the core concept of this character of machine assassins just because they have this whole thing where you're gonna like just inflict debuffs and then add insult to injury by doing more damage with the debuffs. It's really awesome sounding, but unfortunately, like debuffs do work the way that they do. Unless they intended it to be used for like sustained fighting, not necessarily for chain attacks. I don't know, maybe that's also in their heads. It's hard to say.
Observe my strategy. All right.
Oh no, I went over. I was so sure that I'd be able to finish at 99%, then go back to Sagiri again. Yeah, and the other thing too, like, even if you took away the resistances, well, like, the main problem with the resistances is the fact that okay, so if debuffing isn't good, it's there's no reason to not just spam buffs because there's no buff resistance for your party. It's a bit all over the place, but yeah, that's just how these things go. Do you think this is enough to finish it? Let's find out. Yes! The punch! I love how dramatic the punch looks when she does that damage. I think they overestimated. I think they overestimated how powerful debuffs were, and then they underestimated how powerful smashes are. I think that's the main takeaway here.
Get wrecked.
Alright. Next. Okay, the Wild Wave, I'll have to figure out how to get this one later. Lashera. Wait, didn't I see this one already? Oceanic Lashera. Where did I find you? I do recall seeing this one. I think I know where it is. Later I'll check, but if it's not here, then I'll... But yeah, I really enjoy the Cadencia region. It gives me that Wind Waker-esque feeling of wonder and exploration that has been gone for so long. The high seas. Oh yeah, I had to put her in the martial artist. I had to put Senna in the martial artist outfit just to make the punches look as dynamic as possible. Yeah, because part of the reason why I enjoy debuff so much is because I used to play Final Fantasy 13 a lot, and in that game, one of the roles was the Saboteur, and that was like so useful to have. You would just like nerf them. Oh no, it's not this one. Oh, then where is it then? Oceanic Lichera. Well, in the meantime, okay, we'll fight against Baba Yaga. Yeah, does anyone know where to find Immovable Gonzalez? Like, what's the nearest rest spots? Because I know it's in Pentalus.
Shouldn't be as grueling as last.
I just don't know where. If no one knows, then that's fine. I'll just look for it another time.
Don't let your guard down for a second.
Leave it to me. By the end. Eyes over here.
Appreciate it.
Feels just like it should. Eat it. Flame.
Fire and flurry.
No love lost. You want some more? Strong now. Eyes over here. Press our advantage. Get you, Leo.
Yeah, just keep pressing buttons until your talent is full. Also, something I like about Uni as well is her fixation on the queen's body. Her expletive always has to do with the queen's body somehow. It's just a really fun quirk, but again, it's like something that no one else has. It's such an oddity, which I enjoy. Okay, got it. A death sentence. Dim-witted Turkin. I'm pretty sure it's just her. I don't think anyone else says what in the queen's thighs is going on here. By the queen's nails. It's so silly, but that's what I like about her so much. Ooh, okay. I wasn't sure if we were gonna make it to 150%. Yeah, like pretty much anything that's in the ocean tends to reset, especially if you're pushing them. You really gotta kill those with a chain attack to secure that kill. I think that's the logic behind it. Yeah, it is like saying Titan's foot, but the problem is though is that like no one else really uses that. It's a little bit odd. And again, this is kind of like the thing about Uni that like she's unique in that she stands out, but the problem also, well, it's not really a problem because like I can just think around that. Is that a lot of her mannerisms, where they come from, how she has them, it's a little bit unexplained, but that's fine. I don't need everything to be explained to me though. Some things I want some things to be explained, but I don't need everything. Like this game does introduce a lot of mystery, but I think for the most part though I like filling in the blanks. Such as the founders, the 6 founders of the city. That stuff's a lot of fun to talk about and speculate about. Oh, I messed it up. I'm so sorry. Can we do that again? Okay, we'll do that again. Sorry, I was not paying attention. I thought to myself that, oh yeah, I gotta do 4 of these, but I forgot that I can only do 4 if Sagiri participates. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
Always a joy to beat up someone stronger than yourself. This could be dicey. Up to you.
Oh man, my Tyon is low leveled. I just realized that.
I'll handle this.
I guess it was because I was training a class on him.
Down for a second.
We can do it. No doubt.
I just noticed that. Thank you for pointing it out. I didn't even realize. I thought he was 99 like everyone else. That's fine. He'll level up. He'll level up easily for all the enemies that we're fighting. Yeah, no, that's definitely an intentional choice to make it look like Faye from Xenogears. Especially because he's a martial artist. That's definitely not a coincidence. But it's not Faye specifically, though. But it is definitely meant to call back to Faye. Man. I should probably, yeah, like, maybe I'll get some footage for Xenogears and then make a video about that game. I don't want it to be too long or long-winded, but I kind of just go over, oh yeah, this game has this. I'll rant a little bit about it too. There's some things I really like about Xenogears and some things I really don't like, and you can chalk that most of that is due to being a product of its time, and you can't really escape that. But yeah, the House Vandom is definitely a callback to Faye. Also, yeah, because one of the prevailing theories also is that the mentors are previous protagonists from the other games. And the timeline is a little bit confusing. The timeline is a little bit confusing, but it does make sense. Launch? Launch? Okay. 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 Let's do it properly this time. I don't like the idea of it being a prequel. The DLC being a prequel. It could happen. Honestly, though, there's a small part of me that believes that they might try to do both. And the reason why is because at some point, when the adventure ends, it reaches a point where everything resets. That could pose some problems for people that, when, like, well, wasn't that all pointless then, if it all just has to reset anyways? But the thing is, though, in the same vein as this game, a lot of this stuff gets resetted. But that doesn't make the experience meaningless. It actually makes sense in universe that even though to these people this stuff will feel like it never happened to begin with, but in the logic of the game, that is the experience of what life is, though, is that moving on from experiences you've had in the past. I don't want it to be Torna. I do want it to be a thing where eventually they learn to reunite the world, so to speak. Honestly, I think the best of both worlds is to make it an epilogue. Oh no, make it a prequel that ends with an epilogue. I think that would, if they could try to find a way to make it happen both ways, that would be good. But I don't know. Like they could do whatever they want, and we'll see how it turns out. It does sound awesome though, because like the idea of being able to play as the previous protagonists during the city, that would be really fun. Defense. Yeah, literally the personification of the fear of change, which is part of the reason why the ending is still meaningful, despite the fact that technically it's never happened. Because yeah, there is that post-credits implication of that maybe they did find a way to reunite, but it's meant to be intentionally vague, and maybe they want to keep it that way. But as far as just like yeah, going for that prequel, I could see some fun ideas. It would be nice to see. It'd be really really nice to see the founder or the mentor of House Reed and the mentor of House Cassini totally showing us how it's done. Okay. Uni twofer. Yeah, it's way too early to judge anyway, so it's fine. And also, I'm very happy. I'd be happy with whatever they have if it's just more of seeing these characters or more of seeing this world. That's what I want to see more of. Finish him.
What did you think would happen?
I feel like there's going to be like an innate,
I'll handle this.
like there's going to be like an innate, like they know that something is different when it goes back. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, it's completely gone. Okay, well, 'cause I was thinking about this with the Final Fantasy VII remake, and also for anyone that's seen Your Name, Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, where there is this moment where two people that, from the purposes of continuity, have never met each other. When it comes to timeline continuity, they've never met each other, but innately they have known each other. There might be something kind of like that, because that was the case in Final Fantasy VII remake, where Cloud follows after Aerith, and it triggers a flash forward of him following Aerith in the Forest of Ancients, and that causes him to cry for no reason. So it was just like, so I feel like something like that could like be a factor. It doesn't have to be, and they probably won't even go that deep in because that's way too. I don't know. Maybe that's too schmaltzy for them. They could do whatever they want, and we'll just judge it based on that. Defiled Ishtar. Ooh, okay. I I don't know where to get this one. Yeah, I mean, you could always just look these up online too, right? But yeah, I don't think that just because it resetted, it means that no one's going to have any memories whatsoever. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, innately there is something, but I don't think the memories are completely lost. At least not for Noah. I can't really speak for all the other party members or even all the other characters because that's way too much writing to really think about. Okay, next up is Ishtar. Because yeah, that's like I think that's the first thing that came to mind is like that concept of two people that are destined to meet, but and then they kind of like defy all odds in order to make that happen. And defying the odds is nothing if not a Xenoblade thing. I had this really horrible idea of Xenoblade VR where the entire game just takes place in first person mode,
Girl with the gum.
and then we have to choose our arts innately like this.
We have been caught.
This is such a terrible idea. Hang on, let's see what we can do with this. Oh, never mind. Okay, no, okay, I don't want to make you guys motion sick. There's already so much to worry about. Yeah, so that's the other weird thing too, and that's a question that I actually have about the story and the continuity of this game, is that technically both worlds are aware of each other, and then they like presumably they had to prepare for it. So when it resets, what exactly is like where in the world do they end up? If it resets and Origin kicks in, do they just end up? Like, I guess I guess it's more than just a physical space issue. It is also just on a conceptual level they become separated from each other. But they had to be aware of each other's existence to make it a thing in the first place. So do they just forget that they had to work together and because thing is missing resources wouldn't matter because again everything resets. So I'm a little unclear on like how the queens are going to take this because they had to be hip to what was going on sooner than everyone else anyways, and they were the most involved, so they had the most exposure to pretty much the entire paradox. But the thing is though, I don't think it's fair to call it a paradox because it's not really. It's a little bit more profound than a time travel paradox. This is straight up metaphysical, like the world's logic is going to be changed on the conceptual level where we literally cannot know of each other. I guess the epilogue. Well, I guess what I'm saying is that the DLC is going to star the Nopon Arc Sage. Can you launch it? That's fine. You don't have to. We can just kill this thing like normal because it's level 60. I'd like the option to change the music of unique monsters. That would be nice. Because I really like the boss theme in this game.
Yeah. See if we can keep this up.
No, but the thing is though, like the phasing. Okay. So my understanding of it is that it's not that they phase through each other because it's not just a physical space thing of the worlds colliding, but it's also just like they yearn to be together, so they do need to stay. So like they like basically they are trying to reunite. Those worlds are trying to reunite because they were split in half. But I guess Origin was meant to essentially prevent them from meeting in the first place. I'd have to rewatch it though, but the idea is supposed to be that once you separate the worlds, the concept of each other is removed as well. So that's why like they would all essentially have to forget each other. It's not that they went back in time and they don't remember each other anymore, but it's just that the worlds never existed in the context of each other anymore. They were completely separate in different dimensions. But of course, dimension hopping isn't, it's not foreign to the world of sci-fi. There's a lot of questions, but I'm pretty sure they'll like. Actually, I don't want them to answer too many of them either, though. I do like the idea of having to figure out for ourselves what exactly happened and the actual logistics behind it. Virtuous Gulkin. Ooh, Titania! Wait. There was one up here. Okay, no. Where did I find this one? Where did I... Okay, I'll look it up another time. We'll just focus on the ones that we do know about. Gulkin! Virtuous Gulkin. Where's Virtuous... well, okay, I already... Okay, we're gonna go for Titania, because I actually know where that one is, and I did actually kill it. Yeah, well, Tales of Symphonia, it's like... I actually... Because all I remember was that, like, the comet that was made of mana ended up separating the world, and then that there's so much that happened in Tales of Symphonia that I actually can't remember. But basically, I think the general idea with that game is that a comet hits, and then it splintered the world into two halves, and the world tree was the thing that was holding them together. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of in the same sense where it's like an alternate dimension of each other. Yeah, now that I think about it, it does have a lot of similarities, doesn't it? It's similar-ish. I haven't played that game in a long time. I remember back when I was a teenager, I used to play that all the time. I think that was one of my first JRPGs, actually. That's what happens when you grow up on the GameCube. Darius Carlon is... I think it is where the elves came from. Yeah. Like, a bunch of stuff happened in that game, but I think, like, Darius Carlon is, like... It's the meteor. And then I think he wanted to get it back, and then the Chosen was, like, the catalyst for the tower, which would allow the comet to come back? Or no, or was the point of the Chosen supposed to be to find a vessel for the goddess, who wasn't actually a goddess but was an elf? Man, so much happened in that game. Yeah, like a lot of the stuff happened in that game, but I think the general idea though is that there was a risk in there was a risk in having. Wait, no, no, the world tree didn't exist in that game, right? That's literally every other JRPG, but not. Like I know they refer to Yggdrasil a lot because there's a character named Yggdrasil, but also the concept of Yggdrasil exists and is also a thing in the spin-off sequel. I feel like I have more memory of the spin-off sequel than I do of the original game. Man, it's so messed up. It's been a long time, but yeah, I think the general idea was that like we had to stop the guy from using Darius Carlon to destroy the world, and then he wanted to use that to be the new world instead. But then the heroes were like, "No, don't do that." And then like we there was a seed that could be used to plant a new tree, which would become the world tree because the world tree no longer existed. Okay, and then we had to make a new one, and then that spawns like yeah, then the new like the world tree would essentially combine the two worlds together. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of details in that one that I just completely forgot about because it's been too long. Sorry, I think I inadvertently spoiled Tales of Symphonia for a lot of people that probably have never played it. Oh boy. No, what are you talking about? Y'all, all of you guys are weebs. Of course you played that game. Don't lie. Ooh, Rindolph. Oh no, Rindolph. Okay, it's fine. He's low level, right? So we can fight him. No, I know. Yeah, this is such a shame. I want. Oh, Lucianic Lucera is the same race as Rindolph. Okay, okay, good. Because like I did encounter it, but I don't remember where. But now I do. Oh man. All right. There's so many details. That's who Oceanic Lucera is. I think racking my brain for all the Symphonia details kind of like dislodged the Lucera memory from my brain. It's yeah, it's similar in that sense, except well, yeah, because then you have like instead of the human ranches, it was a lot more tastefully done in Xenoblade 3. I will say, a little bit more tastefully done because there's no like Holocaust parallel. But other than that, yes. Because that was yeah, because that was one of the first things that I noticed too. Actually, is like I never really like thought about like oh yeah, energy to prevent both world to like for the purposes of that. It's more cynical in the sense that it has the war aspect of it, but it's like at least it didn't have that Holocaust element to it, where there's no real racism in this game. That might have been overstepping the boundary a little bit, in my opinion, because there's already so many thematic elements that we have to deal with. Well, the reason why they have to fight each other is in order for Mobius to subsist. And a lot of that is born, again, it's born from humanity's dark desire to uh, maintain, like, or to fear the future. Or to prevent the future from changing the present that they are unwilling to part from. Okay, was Lucera here? It had to be one of these ones. Oh man. Okay, okay, we'll figure it out.
He didn't charge off when you were.
So that's the thing though. Like the whole point of the war on canvas is basically yeah, like the Mobius wanting to manipulate humanity to make the situation work for them. Yeah, there is the elements of entertainment to the war as well. I don't think that was meant to like imply any sort of like commentary or anything like that. But I was very grateful that they didn't try to go for a racism commentary in this game They totally could have tried to do that too, with the whole like, oh, you're an Agnesi, oh, you're Kavesi, and you people are always bad. It's almost passionless, and that's kind of what they were going for. They wanted to go for like a passionless conflict, where it's just this is just what we do. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't take it to like the umpteenth degree. Whether it's just like yeah, like if because yeah, the whole thing about the master aristocrats thing, that feels more kind of like on the side. It's not really the central point of it. It is certainly an element of like why the villains do what they do, but innately the real villain is us, and our unwillingness to move on. Yeah, I gotta say, like the design cardinals are kind of like that, aren't they? They're very similar to the consoles, except the designs had more interesting designs. That's a really terrible injury sound. People talk about Senna's injury sound a lot, but man, that lance sound did not sound good. Yeah, just fight the pain. Okay, I'm pretty sure she's up here. I'm hoping.
I think this is how it goes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like the whole racism. I don't mind racism commentaries and things as long as they're done well. I thought it was done fine. A little bit overdone in some places because we really wanted to show how evil the designs are towards humans. But like other than that, I think it was done okay for the most part, especially because yeah, the Martell mythos aspect of it was was the catalyst for all the events, like you said.
Now to ascend.
But also, yeah, there's the whole idea about like hating half elves, which is like it felt. I don't know. I think part of the reason why too is because we're seeing everything through the eyes of Lloyd, and Lloyd doesn't understand racism.
Is that?
Enemy discovered.
So you could make the argument that like maybe if there was someone that was a little bit more versed into things, where it's just like, yeah, I know it's terrible, and this is how we're going to address it. But instead, we have the guy that's like, it's like yeah, Lloyd kind of serves there as like the moral posturing figure because he's that kind of guy. That's a character thing. So it does feel a little bit like kind of like Lisa Simpson going on a giving us a giving us a lecture, which coming from Lloyd maybe isn't so bad, but it does stand out as being a little bit weird. But at the same time, again, that's also a product of its time thing. That was like early 2000s. Part of that might have to do with voice direction or translations as well. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll just give it the benefit of the doubt that like it is just a product of its time. They didn't really understand how to add nuance. Granted, a lot of modern people don't understand how to do nuance today either. But I think more often than not, we do nuance better in today's world than we did back then. When it comes to trying to make something where it's like we want this to be meaningful, and like yeah, and that's all. That's a very noble goal. But because like yeah, because this game is also about something more so than anything else. It's not just like an anti-war thing. It is a like humanity is afraid of the future, but the future is something worth fighting for, even if it doesn't seem that way. And our anxieties as individuals, whether it's our own internal struggles or the struggles that we see in the everyday world, they're all worth pursuing. And that's the heartwarming thing about this game is that it's actually about something. Yeah, I think that's what I guess that's what they were trying to go for. But the problem is though is that when you have an outsider looking at it, it does come off as very reductive. Whereas someone that is integrated into society is seeing racism and then learning to challenge that concept, or pretty much any other like social concepts really, it seems a lot smarter to do it that way. I know I can't topple this thing. The reason why I didn't want to farm this thing is because I wanted to lure it inlands, but this thing has way too much of an attack range. Oh yeah, let me rephrase. I didn't want to say that this game has an anti-war message. It has anti-war elements to it, which is essentially that, war is bad. That's essentially all you really get out of it, but that is a component of it. But I don't want to say that that was the point of this game. More than anything, it's not an anti-war, not the emphasis isn't anti-war, but the emphasis is that humanity needs to take courage when it comes to facing the future and to kind of challenge their anxieties about what the future may hold, and that the future is worth preserving. Yeah, because well, I think innately too. Like you'd also say that the fact that the war is so pointless is in and of itself kind of an anti-war element too, right? But that's not the point. Did I just die? Okay, we can just go straight for a chain attack. This thing doesn't have much HP. Come on! It literally saw my plans. It literally heard me say what I was gonna do to it, and it said, okay. The future can be changed! Is what the Moramora said. He had his Monado visions and decided to use the correct course of action. Honestly, that's the thing too, like, for all of its violence that it tries to portray in Xenoblade 3, it's still like, actually, Xenoblade games in general are very optimistic. And a big part of that, yeah, is the recurring theme about the future, and how the future, as scary as it may... Well, in this game, it's more about how the future may be scary, but it's still worth it. Xenoblade 1 was more that the future is something that we get to decide. And we get to do, like, we see that the future is horrible, but we can do everything we can in our power to change that for the better. And in Xenoblade 2, it's that the future of this world is slowly heading into ruin, and we can work together to prevent that in a more material sense. Because, yeah, like in Xenoblade 2, that world is being ravaged by food shortages, immigration, crisis, and war. And from Rex's perspective, it's like, rather than focus on dealing with the symptoms of what's going on, let's go to the source, let's find Elysium, and give humanity a second chance. Oh yeah, honestly, I think this is probably my favorite addition to this game, is having a blue mage. Because this game has so many unique monsters, why not? This game has so many unique monsters, why not have a feature that is about that? I guess to a smaller degree they had that with Zenobia from the second game, where like she does damage based on whether or not they were unique, but also she does damage, or not damage, she gains affinity chart points based on fighting uniques as well. But no, definitely, it's the most fun thing about it. And it does give an incentive, again, for exploration, where you can actually go around and seek out all the uniques and see which uniques you've missed. Oh, man. Okay. This time we're going to be much more prompt about it. Yeah, I think that's the thing I like most about Xenoblade, is that, like, even if it does speak towards humanity, the message isn't humanity is bad. Instead, the message is humanity can always do better. And that's heartwarming. Come on. Okay, I don't think Topple's gonna work on this, so we'll just go for halfway HP and then go for a chain attack and then see where we go from there. Oh, is it actually? Okay, no, I didn't realize that. Because that's how I found it in the first place. Well, either way, we'd still have to wait for Luchera to appear anyways. But, okay. Because that's the thing, like, I'm just doing this purely from memory as well. I don't know exactly where she spawns. But yeah, thanks for letting me know, Tom. I was just so caught up in the racism, I couldn't focus. Okay, let's try this. We will not be able to rely on a smash, but we don't need to. Because we have Sagiri. Is this from the side? Yes, okay, good. I wasn't sure, the camera wasn't showing me if she was aiming at him from the side. Oh yeah, what's your favorite colonies? Give me your favorite colony from the Kavesi side and from the Agnesi side. For me, from the Kavesi, it is Colony 11, and from the side of Agnes, might have to get back to you on that one, but it might end up being Lambda. Yeah. Oh, really? No, I did not know that. I always thought that if you do a chain attack, you'd have to be positioned to where they are. Because I've always been, like, intentionally... Like, whenever I use the Lucky 7, I always intentionally put myself in front, so I guess I never noticed. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Phew. Okay, let's see if this will be enough to close it out. Squeeze out whatever damage we can. Okay, that's really good to know, because I was thinking to myself, okay, I have a break, but how do I apply this? Okay, but it's good to know that I don't have to actually be standing there. It's just a matter of break resistance. Because I was thinking to myself that I was using Senna when I was playing through the game to try to get breaks during the chain attack, but for whatever reason, it wasn't happening, and I thought, oh, maybe it's because I'm not attacking it from the side. But as it turns out, no, I just don't have break resistance reduction for the enemy. That took longer than I would have liked, but, like, what do you do? It's a Mora Mora.
This was a nice find.
Alright. Next up. Oh man, we've been playing for 2.5 hours. Okay. Who else we got? Rhino Storm, I don't know who that is. Virtuous Gulkin. Where did I find Virtuous Gulkin? I'll look that up. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to go for all the high-level enemies while we're here. Slackjawed Zephal. I don't know who that is. Ooh! Lagiacrus! Okay, let's fight against Lagiacrus. I like the chain attack music well enough, but what, like, I don't know. I like it a lot, actually. But I do kind of miss the fact that a lot of the boss music, you don't get to hear what they sound like for an extended amount of time. Because the way that it works, and I really like the feature that they have here. Come on. The feature that they have here is that the lower the HP of the boss, the music swells and intensifies. And that's a feature that like a lot of games have been having, but it was really nice to see it in this game. Like a lot of games are starting to do that these days, but honestly, like having that sound get a lot more energetic, a lot more electric, really, really puts you into the scenario. But yeah, being able to toggle it would be nice. Although, in my opinion, it would be even better if you used the Paper Mario Origami King music in place of the chain attack music, because it's like it's chain attack music but better. It's the chain attack music from this game but better. Is anyone gonna smash? Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. I feel like someone went to go for a smash immediately. Did Senna go for a smash? There's only one way to find out. Okay, I heard Senna say smash. I might just be imagining it though because I'm paranoid. Any tips for leveling up? Honestly, I never really thought too much about leveling up because this game gives you a lot of bonus experience. But leveling up classes, it's like you could actually opt into using silver Nupon coins, but another thing that you can do is you can level down your characters that you want to level up the class for, and then fight against enemies that are higher leveled. That way, you get a bonus from them. It is a little bit... Honestly, though, the Xenoblade games have always had that jarring aspect to them, where sometimes they're really, really good at setting the tone, but other times, on a technical level, some things might mess up the tone. But in this game, yeah, that would definitely take the form of the chain attack music, because you have this really dramatic scene going on, and being told how we're deaf to the sins of the world, and how humanity has squandered its last over and over again. And then this music starts playing. It's super high energy. It's so totally messed up, but I think that's what I like about it. Yeah, preferably enemies that are higher level than you. It is possible to do it with enemies lower levels than you, but you want to go for overkill chain attacks, because that will multiply up the CP that you get as well. Yeah, like, as long as you do overkill chain attacks, really just whittle down their HP as much as you can, then chain attack, and you should be able to break 500%. And like usually that'll give you like 2 levels. Yeah, personally, I don't mind the chain attack music so much. It would be nice to have the option, but as far as I'm concerned, though, it's like the main issue that I take is I want to be able to hear the boss music that is associated with this boss. It's so fantastic. Yeah, that's kind of the frustrating thing too, how they distribute that. Not to mention that like you don't really get to latch onto a party build to settle on because you're constantly changing them out because the game tells you, oh, you should change the class because you've maxed out this. It's a little bit awkward like early on, but then as you get to late game and post game, it improves. Okay, next, Emperor of Violence from Slackjawed Zafal. I, d- I vaguely remember this character, but where's he from? Anyways. Ooh, Raphael! Not to mention that bonus experience, too. Like, I know a lot of people that... Like, because for me, I'm used to putting in bonus experience, but I know a lot of people that actually forgoed the bonus experience because it was too much. For them, it was way too much of an advantage that's like, yeah, no, this is we can just miss this. And the other weird thing about the class ascensions too is that all of them are in side quests, which I personally don't mind, but I could see some people taking exception to the fact that a lot of content is only optional. But yeah, like the only one that is mandatory is Noah's, which I guess makes sense, but it's so weird that all of the main 6 classes for the main 6 party members, they're all what's it called? They're all optional, and they all actually inform things that already happened in the game, or they're follow-ups to certain plot elements that were introduced inside of the main story that never talked about again. Honestly, I don't mind so much because like I'm a huge proponent of like having character development exist in optional stuff too, because you are supposed to seek them out as a player. But some people they want the linear experience though, and unfortunately they couldn't be accommodated. Technically, Mio, no. Like they talk about it and they point you in the direction of it a lot, but technically, it's actually also skippable, isn't it? I just feel that a lot of people went to it because it was suggested by Mio, and far be it from us to turn down Mio's requests. But I think you actually do have to. You actually could walk away from that if you were so inclined. It's just that no one is. And that's the ironic thing, because I think Mio was probably the first one that a lot of people ended up getting. I'm pretty sure it's optional. It's just that it's really in your way. But thing is, again, like it's one of those things where like so much of the main story feels so informed by that that it may as well have been mandatory. And that's like kind of to a lesser extent what happens with like Senna's, for example. The resolution to Shania's storyline is really good, but yeah, it's locked behind Senna's quest. It has nothing to do with Senna. Now we can just do this. Also, gotta switch the days art out of this too. I keep forgetting to switch it. Shut up. Oh wait, I made a mistake. I meant to go for the smash. Okay, good. Okay, I gotta switch out Mio's art. I keep meaning to, but I always forget because I always go straight for the next one. Um, actually, yeah, this would just be better, wouldn't it? Give us another opportunity for this. X and Y, it's weird yeah, it's so weird because like technically they are all the same entity as Z, but like they don't really explain it. It's just a thing that exists in the lore and in the continuity. So like yeah, when you beat Y, it feels like the game glitched out on you. I think a lot of people felt this way. They thought the game glitched out, but the fight just ends. There's no epic outro cutscene or anything like that. It's so weird. But yeah, there's that, and then X is like the one that facilitates. There might actually be, you know what? I might have to look into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is meant to allude to like some kind of mythos of the left and right hand of an entity, one being like feminine, the other one being masculine. That could be a thing. That could very well be a thing. I just don't know about it. But yeah, like X and Y are both entities that are governed by Z specifically. Like they might be aspects of Z, which is why it's so weird that like they don't really have conclusions because they appear in the final battle, right? Like it seems like one. It seems like one, but yeah, I think the idea because like they do appear in the final battle, though we do know that. So I think the idea is that Zed is the central. This might actually have to do with I don't know. Do you know what this actually might? I don't know. I'm kind of I'm just spitballing here, but I think it might have to do with the id, the ego, and the superego because they're all aspects of essentially the same entity. But yeah, that's a discussion for another day. That's a discussion for a whole other day. Because the whole thing too is like how Y, no sorry, X has the ability to no because Y no X has the ability for some reason to facilitate the Sword of the End, and then Y. Because the thing is too, it's not even that it's an Agnes or Keves thing either, because all consoles are for both sides, and that's how they've always understood it. It's just that it just so happens that they are tied into stories that revolve around them. But for the most part, though, they're all understood as entities, but then they also have their own secret projects with Y's madhouse of experiments, and then the whole gold rank thing with X. It's all very strange. Share it. Share it. How do I... Ooh, right. I remember this one. Should be around here. Yeah, I think X and Y and Z might represent the id, the ego, and the superego. But I don't know. I'm just that's just an assumption I'm making with no basis other than oh, there's three aspects of the same person, I guess. But I could be wrong.
Always a joy to beat up someone stronger than yourself.
Enemy incoming! Brace yourself!
Oh yeah, this is much more consistent now. Now we got ourselves some actual driver combos going on. I want to play around with blaze damage as well in this game. I feel like blaze damage could be very effective if you use the Hellfire amulets.
Unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the gun!
Okay, next. There's so many that I've missed. Revolta. Executioner Revolta should be inside of. You know what? It might be the Velites. Ah, only one way to find out. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. Blaze works with the Blaze field, yeah. I can see it being very good if we can get it working. Because, yeah, it doesn't count as a debuff. It counts as, like, a damage field. And damage over time fields have been very effective in previous games. Yeah, I was waiting for a console A, unless I missed it. Like, presumably there's one for every letter of the alphabet. But, yeah, But who it would be, I don't know. Noah, this thing was level 64. How did you die? Come on. Giving you all the buffs, Noah. Let's see if we can score a launch. No, come on. Ah, forget it. We're just gonna turn into a dinosaur and just defeat this. Whatever. Okay. There's still so many we haven't unlocked, and we've been playing for 3 hours almost. Spiky Aurelia. Ooh, okay. What does this do? Damage increased the more the damage target me. Okay. Spiky Aurelia is up next. Yeah, that was actually like for the most part, I like Xenoblade 1's story plot a lot. But one thing that does bug me though is that they do feel the need to explain everything. It's like, no, you don't have to, Alvis. You can stay mysterious. It's fine. But then he has to dedicate 30 minutes to explain the process of the world. I was like, okay, fine. I'll listen to you talk. I'll listen to you talk, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Actually, that's one of the things yeah, and you compare that with like Xenosaga, where like sometimes you just don't get answers, you just get a lot of questions, and you just have to live with that because the way that the fiscal projections weren't very favorable towards Xenosaga. So yeah, that's the end of that. That's the end of that story. You guys did such a great job. Xenosaga and Xenogears, I like them, but man, I think Xenoblade is so much better. They're not bad because I guess you could see that as saying that the games are bad because you guys have Xenoblade in such low regard. But I don't know. These ones, they're more fun as games. The stories are a little bit more relatable, and like they have a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah, I think that was like the biggest detriment to Xenogears for me is that they really felt the need to explain everything. I was like, give the audience some credit. They have this thing where like they explain a drug called Drive, and they explain it. They don't. They introduce it, then they explain it. I was like, okay, cool. Enhances your abilities, but also makes you mentally unstable. Neat. Okay, and then the next cutscene, right before the next battle, they explain it some more. And then during the battle, they're explaining it to you some more. And then after the battle is done, and then they never bring it up again. It's like, okay, great. I'm glad we spent the last 45 minutes explaining a drug that does not matter in the grand scheme of things. It would have worked as an anime series with all the episodes introducing ideas, not necessarily needing to bring them back every single time. That would have made more sense. Alright guys, finish him off. Okay, we got time for one more before I gotta log off for today. But this could be good. Yeah, this isn't to say that I hate Xenogears. I quite liked it. It's possible to like something, but also point out some things that didn't quite work for you. Unlike some people where they hate things and they need to point out everything they don't like to everyone that would listen. Okay, who do we get last? Actually, can we find out how to get Immovable Gonzalez? Or would that take too long? Because that would be a great way to finish the stream. Does anyone know how to get to Immovable Gonzalez? got Sherrit. Blazing Carlos. Oh, yeah! Okay. Raucous Ron. That'd be such an anticlimactic way to finish the stream. Impish Longboard. Fornis. Where did I find this guy? It's so weird, because I kind of know where he is. The dim-witted Turkin's grave where the Turkins are in Pentelis. Okay, let's look at it. We're gonna hunt for Gonzalez, and then I guess that'll cap off today's stream. I don't think I killed dim-witted Turkin, actually. Wait, the Turkins live around here, right? What's the closest rest spot to where the Turkins are? Or where the, dim-witted Turkin is? Well, we might as well cap it off like this. I think that would be appropriate. Let's follow the river and see where it goes. And that's where it goes.
This was a nice find.
Okay, wait, so... Yeah, no, that's like, I know there's a bit of a delay. So, okay, so you go from the Sparkling Pool camp, then you go northeast? Is that the idea? Yeah, because like if you try to live chat the direction, there's a good chance I probably already left it, right? Because of the delay. There's like a 30-second delay, I think, between stream and what the chat gets to see. Like, don't say specific, say the actual, like, specific direction. Um... So head north. Actually, there's quite a few places that I haven't seen around here either, right?
This was a nice find.
Oh, well, we're just gonna go on an adventure then.
How to ascend.
I'm guessing we just keep going up. Man, the things I do for Gorilla.
Let's stay cautious.
Very fond of the Turkins. Oh, man. But, actually, no. Okay, no, I prefer Tau points over Nopon coins. And I don't want to betray the Turkins. I love the Turkins. The Turkins have long been my friends. Oh, boy.
Whatever happened to not being careless?
Look who it is. Wait, okay, before I continue, I want to also go here. Okay, yeah, because I've always passed through this, but I never saw specifically.
Sight to see, huh?
Oh, this is cool.
Is that?
Dim-witted Turkin.
I won't let any of you down. Safe colonies with me on the job. Make this quick. Get going.
Really, two launchers and neither of you could do it? Come on. Come on. There's the smash. Oh, man. No, I haven't done many quests here.
It means there were no holes in my strategy.
Okay. Is there a fast travel points around here that I should be aware of? If not, then that's fine. I can just warp to the Turkin grave to get to Gonzalez if we end up failing that fight.
Might as well claim this.
Yoink. Huh, this isn't as involved as the Turkin village from the second game, is it? I was kind of hoping for more culture. Alright, Gonzalez. It's time to die.
Better be a tappy, huh?
We've never been here before. Don't let your guard down for a second. Don't worry, I'll handle it. To our advantage. Thanks. Make this quick. Working on it. I'll get you up in a sec. Violent front. What? Heal Harmon. Break.
Are they like just down there? Oh man, okay, okay. We need to like bring everyone in. This is such a precarious arena. This is such a weird, precarious arena. Well, Immovable Gonzalez is in here that, come hell or high water, he will not be moved. He would not be moved. Whereas Terrasolia Rotbart, like, oh, because the thing is, I think the whole idea is that Immovable Gonzalez is a universal constant. That no matter what happens, he will be there. He's a fact. He's not a factor, he is the fact itself. Okay, yeah, we need to like move in everyone as close as we can, so that if anyone dies, we can actually revive them. Okay, everybody.
This one's got character.
Okay.
Shall we tango?
Don't let your guard down for a second.
ECS action. Target blocked. Pressure advantage. Extra support. Gathering momentum.
Okay, this is much better. Oh yeah, because the other Gonzalez was like in a like a hillside almost, and he could actually just push you off. Okay, come on, please, please, please. Go for the break. No, Mio! No, come on! Why would you die right when I'm trying to go for the break, Mio? Why? Okay. Revive Senna! Oh man, I'm so scared. Okay, I think that should be good.
Offensive tactics initiated.
Alright, the same bread and butter that we've been running this entire time. We're gonna finish this stream the same way we ended it, messing up a chain attack, hopefully.
Hit them where they least expect.
All right.
Allow me.
I'm with you. Resonant flash.
Target locked.
This isn't the end. You're finished.
Do you think this plan might work? Yippee! I'll start us off.
I'm with you. Resonant flash.
Target locked. One more for the road.
Okay, who do we got? Do we want to go for the... Oh no, we have no choice. We have the
Something like this.
Lance.
Coming right up. I'll take point.
Okay, let's see if we can do it. We're at the halfway point of the HP bar. We should be able to make something happen. Will him down a little bit. Alright, everybody. Cross your fingers, hold your breath, and make a wish.
Big one.
Oh, that could have been good. I should have waited until the very end.
This plan's gonna be yippee!
Ali.
Okay, hopefully this can finish it off, but if not, well, we'll see. Actually, no, we all have interlinks ready. So even if this doesn't finish it off, we can just go into interlink mode. And they're all level 3 by now. I like the Thaumaturge quite a bit, both in terms of the hero and the skills that it provides.
The
Oh boy, here we go. Everybody start transforming. Go.
Working on it. I need you, Mia.
Oh no, yeah, it's such an inconvenient spot. It's hard to. It's very hard to interlink.
How'd you let him do you like that? Dragon tail. Dragon tail. Phantom slash. I was just clearing my head. Dragon tail. Phantom slash. Dragon tail. You're critical. We're near our limit.
There we go. The most epic way to finish off the fight. Behold the Xenoblade. I like how Sagiri is standing alongside too. This is like Xenogears.
Direction, no doubt.
It worked because you carried the plan up to the letter, Mia.
Okay, so I guess that does it for today's stream, you guys. Thank you very much for dropping in. I don't think we're anywhere close to finishing this either. There's still so much I got to unlock, which I'll be doing on my own time. So, I'm hoping maybe today or tomorrow, sometime this weekend, I'm going to be getting started on the next hero showcase video, so please look forward to that. If you haven't already, be sure to check out also the videos that I've been making lately, especially the gem farming video. The best way to get yourself started once you've beaten the game, get you started to further progression, is to start farming those gems. Gives you all the materials you need, plus the accessories and locations. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, just oh yeah, I guess the condition that changes is having the overheating. If you're reaching the limits, eventually it becomes Origin Blade. But if Noah has already drawn Lucky 7, then you'll have access to the Origin Blade instantly. Good times. But yes, so I'll see you. I'll hopefully be coming up with a new video early next week, so I hope to catch you guys there. But until then, goodbye. Adios, amigos.